My life before PCL, I did a lot of volunteer for Fairview because I enjoyed working with that population. I went over and applied at PCL. That was my background on how I started. And when our company started taking on the Fairview people, I was in that team. We would bring our people into the homes and let them visit the PCL. George worked with the patients, they called them, at Fairview. That would have been in probably as early as the 50s, or maybe some of the 40s. He would go out and pick up a couple and bring them to our cherry orchard, and they would pick cherries. He just gave them money. And they loved being out. They loved getting those bags of hamburgers that he got. We had Bob's here in town then, and he would go over there and bring them back hamburgers and pop. There was one particular guy that George befriended from day one. He helped him with the picking crew that George had. But this man moved out of Fairview and he went to work. He found a job on the Zielinski orchards. He said to us once, "George, I'm making so much money, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it." He was one happy guy, and George, we would always take him a gift at Christmas time. My involvement is they're like part of my family. I donate money for our camp each year. I think it's important for our people to get out and be totally carefree, no work and no boundaries really. And they have adequate help there if they do need help. But I think that's really good for them, just to get into a different scene that they are every other day of the week. It's just, they really enjoy it. Sometimes they have a petting zoo come in. It's just love those animals. I think it's a worthwhile cause. And it's fun. I used to go with PCL and our people. I used to go to camp. They sure do. They do love it. That was really special for them to do. And we had a couple that really loved fishing. So he went with them on several fishing trips. They didn't catch anything real big, but at least they had a chance to get on the water and enjoy fishing. Those were some of his favorite days in the last 15 years with PCL. I knew who he was, and he was tall and very impressive and kind. And they did kind of go to him because he was that kind of a person. But he had several that he really enjoyed working with. Of course, to me, PCL is perfect the way it is, but I'm still very interested in PCL and continue to help support Camp Ravenhorse as long as I live, and the kids will take care of it. I think that he would be very proud of that, and he would have continued to work as long as he could on especially the donations to have our barbecues and all the things that go on. If he would hear that one of those was coming up, he'd be hitting the road for people to give various items. But he was very active in our fundraisers to raise money for PCL. He pretty much went to everything that PCL was sponsoring, and they were with him until his last breath. And he loved them all. He would go in right up until his last days when I went over to PCL for something, maybe to pick up a check or whatever. He'd go in, he was so sick, he would go in, and Zellie would come out, and Joanne, and that made George's day. He really didn't want to go to anything where there was a crowd or a group of people, but he sure did like to go over in the office and greet the people that would come out.